Good evening. Welcome to the September Lake Mills Board of Education meeting. I'm Rick Mason, the president of the board, and we're going to begin tonight by taking the oath of office for Cooper Buckholz, who is the student representative. So are you going to introduce him, Cale? No? Sure. Yes?
You're on the spot.
I'd like to introduce Cooper Buckholz as our representative. He's also our student council president. And the thing I'd say about Cooper is that he really embodies what we are all about here at the high school. He's a leader. He treats kids, no matter who you are, as a peer, and definitely is a great kid. Is involved in everything. I don't know how he does it, and he excels at everything as well. But again, nobody better to represent us here for the board.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Delaney will administer the oath of office.
Cooper, you may raise your hand and read the oath.
I, Cooper Buckholz, who has been duly appointed to the Board of Education of the Lake Mills Area School District, but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof, swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Wisconsin, and will faithfully discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right. Welcome aboard. Our mission statement is preparing all of today's students for tomorrow's opportunities. Verification of meeting notice.
The agenda was posted at the Bank of Lake Mills, the library, and at the post office, library, and Bank of Lake Mills on August 30th, and it was also placed on the district website.
Good, thank you. Can we stand and do the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm going to call the meeting to order. Could we have roll call, please?
Don Delaney.
Here.
Rachel Davies.
Here.
Robert Timperio.
Here.
David Radel.
Here.
Richard Mason.
Here. Any agenda revisions? Anyone has? Could I have
Move
a motion?
approval of the agenda is printed.
Okay.
Second.
Moved and seconded to accept the agenda as printed. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. All right, thank you. Board reports, Mr. D'Imperio, Facilities Committee.
Well, over the past 3 weeks or so, a group comprised of administration, our consultants, the Myron Corporation and EUA architects, as well as Dr. Mason and myself have participated in developing a communication plan for the referendum. On the table is a referendum fact sheet. The information contained in here is being disseminated in a number of different ways. There is a site on our website, a page on our website, which has this information. There will be a direct mailing to all households in the Lake Mills Area School District. Posters, or rather large display boards, excuse me, have been developed. And again, they may all be slightly different, but the information is the same. This is the basic information that we have in terms of identifying what the project is, why the projects are being proposed, as well as the cost of those projects. There will be several open houses here in this building on October 1st and the 16th, as well as information has been emailed to all parents in the district as well as all staff. So,
Okay, any questions at all? Everything's rolling along with a lot of parent forums and a lot of parent information sessions that are being scheduled. So, administrative reports, Ms. Braun.
Good evening. I just wanted to follow up a little bit from last month and let you know we had about 10 staff members do our full day NVCI training. So that was pretty well attended. Our enrollment for students with disabilities is up 16 from last year at this time. Our new staff are settling in and being well supported by their mentors. And on a positive note, in October, on October 17th, Geraldine Rohr, our transition teacher, and myself, one of our transition students, and a parent will be presenting at the transition conference in the Dells.
Very good.
Any questions?
Thank you. Where are we going to put Cooper, by the way? Oh, in Keels, all right. Mrs. Surratt, yes.
Good evening.
Hi.
It's one of those days where you're just discombobulated.
Honestly.
Lots of stuff going on in August with the new teachers coming in, but some great 2 days spent with them. They're an awesome group of people who are very determined, and we're very happy that they're here. So that was a lot of fun spending time with them and getting the school year ready to go. Crossing guards, I think we have them all in place. A couple things that I want to talk about that I attached the crossing guard guide to your board document. We went over training with them, Troy Astrike and I spent about an hour with them before school started. But one of the things that we always have to remember is that crossing guards are there to assist people crossing the street, but they are not to direct traffic and they are not to stop traffic. That sounds kind of weird, but they have to wait for a break in traffic before they step out for the safety of others. So it's not like a jar to people out there. So I just want to make that really, really public, is that, you know, the worst spot, in my opinion, is the spot that's on Prospect in Maine where there's no stop signs and they're trying to cross people on Main Street. So that person has to really watch traffic and make sure that they're coming out at a good time. Yes, cars are going to stop with someone in the crosswalk, that's the law, but we want safety for our kids. So we're excited about that. And then we did a lot of training, and we are continuing to do training on Ready Math, our new K through 5 math program. It aligns with the iReady math assessment that we started last year. And we saw some good results with that, and we're really excited about the Ready Math curriculum that is aligned to that so very, very well. And we did a training the week before school started, 2 weeks before school started with staff, and then we have September 24th, they're coming back to spend more time with teachers. So hopefully they're feeling supported as they make this transition to a new math program. Any questions? Awesome.
Thank you. Mr. Vogel, do you want Mr. Buckholz to go after you?
Yeah.
Or before? Okay.
Yeah, and then it's okay if he takes off. He has the musicals.
Yes.
Currently, our enrollment for this year is 463, which is a net 30 from last year. Last year's numbers were 433, so up 30 kids this year. Just briefly, a quick update of what our teachers did during in-service before school. EL workshop with Tara Williams, ACT method test prep workshop within our ACP activities, and our teachers also had additional PLC time together, which where they looked at Aspire and Forward data with Ms. Seabrud. Worked on department SLOs and individual SLOs, and also worked on strategies to increase authentic literacy in our classrooms. Beginning of school, class meetings, schedule changes, link crew activities, and kind of the nuts and bolts here as we get situated in our first full week of school. Important dates for us. We do have our safety training for our building coming up at the end of September. And also homecoming is looming. Student Council is already talking about homecoming. So that's all I have. And then Cooper has an update on some other things going on.
Okay.
So a bit of a sports rundown. The soccer team is 6-0 with 1 draw. And after talking to one of the captains, they believe they have a strong team with skilled leaders offensively and defensively. And tonight they play Sugar River. Football is 3-1 in non-conference play. They have a large senior class, and they're all very strong leaders, and a lot of skilled underclassmen. They play Poinet on Friday for the first conference game. Volleyball are 9-2 and 2-1 in conference. Tennis is 12-5, and they've been doing a lot of swapping around early in the season to find solid partners and singles players for conference play. The cross-country team, the boys team, is large in numbers this year and is consistently improving. They have a lot of work to go. And the girls team is taking second and third in most meets and are improving every meet, and they're about halfway through their season. And then in other activities, the fall musical is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and they're having their first parent meeting and student meeting tonight. And the student council has already began planning on homecoming. Tomorrow they'll be participating in a team building seminar with the National Guard. And that wraps up what's happening in the high school.
Thank you. Thank you. Mrs. Bauer?
Good evening. I would just like to thank a couple of people for getting us ready to go the beginning of the school year. Our secretaries and custodians worked very hard to get everything set up, and then our web leaders also put together some great introductory activities so that our fifth grade students were ready. And then our teachers, I don't know if anybody got the chance to see the little video our teachers put together called Meet Me in the Middle. They did a nice job. I would say that the level of energy the very first day of school was something I have never experienced. You should have seen the kids like screaming and cheering every time there was a cameo of one of their teachers on that video. So what a great start to the school year, and that's just because our teachers were that prepared and ready to go. So I really appreciate that. Just so you know, we have been working on some standard operating procedures for the middle school. We'll be continuing that work throughout the year and have some things put in place. But to start the year, we're doing a lot more around supervision, passes, really considering technology, so there's no cell phones. The Lenovo use right now is much more as a tool instead of an assumption that they're going to be on it, and a lot more presence in the mornings and in the afternoons. So I think the teachers have done a great job getting everyone set in the right direction for the beginning of the year. Any questions for me? Oh, I do have to say too, just one last thing. We have been overwhelmed with the generosity of the community and the different things that they've offered us. Culver's came in with some special coupons. The Moravian Church delivered snacks the first day. And Century gave us some food for our community store, which I can't, even at 400 visitors a month, will probably keep us going through December. We almost have enough room to store it. There is so much food. So that continues to be a real help for all of our students and our teachers as well, all the support from the community.
The Meet Me in the Middle, how do people access that? They should see that.
If they have a Facebook page, or if they go to our, I don't know, it must be posted on our middle school website too, but it's definitely on the Facebook. And it's also on the parent newsletter, our Peach Jar newsletter. There's a link to it there as well.
Good. It was very good. Mrs. Thompson.
Good evening. It's been a great start to our school year. We've spent the first week of school going through expectations for the bus, for the playground, and we had our all-school assembly on Friday to kick off our Choose Kind theme for the school year. Our enrollment currently is 595 students. At this time last year, we had 610 students. Our 4K numbers are up. We have 100 students this year in 4K. This evening we celebrated our school garden. It was our third annual harvest party. So I want to thank Ben Dayton and Erica Neese for leading up the charge of our school garden to continue growing vegetables for our food service program. We have 3 beds this year that are designated just for food service, growing tomatoes, peppers, green beans, and then the rest of the beds are for students to be snacking on and the community to be able to use as they can throughout the summer months and now in the harvest season. So a big thank you to all of them. Our mobile greenhouse is also up in the school garden. If you get a chance to take a look at it, a lot of community volunteer hours went into putting that together along with the work of our staff here in the district. Any questions?
Questions? Okay, thank you. Ms. Brockert.
I am in the progress of trying to finalize all of 2017-18. I'm waiting upon the Department of Public Instruction to let me to finally submit my final report. So I'm happy to be wrapping up 2017-18. And right now, moving forward into 2018-19, we're working on budget adjustments and anxiously awaiting all our final numbers in October to then finalize our budget and present that to you end of October.
Okay, thank you. Mrs. Strike.
Okay. First of all, I wanted to just echo what people have said. It was just a great start for both our staff and students, and I wanted to thank all the businesses in town that donated to our welcome gift bags for our new staff. That's always a great surprise for our staff as they have their first luncheon for our new staff. And I also want to thank everybody on the board. They were able to join us for the new teacher lunch, the welcome back social, and also the kickoff breakfast. And I think that your presence at those events really means a lot to our staff and just the whole idea of a village philosophy, and we really appreciate that. I have sent out information to all of the buildings that we have a new procedure now. At 2 of the 3 buildings, it will, as soon as the cameras are up, we'll start at the high school as well. The doors are locked during the time that the students are in class, and people from the outside of the building will need to stand in front of the camera and announce who they are and what their purpose is, and then they'll be welcomed into the building there. So that's part of our new security procedures. And actually, I have had wonderful responses, emails from parents thanking us for that new addition of safety. Just so you know, too, that all families should really be aware of the hours of the school, because we are very careful to have supervision at all times when students are in the buildings. That's going to change a little bit at the high school, what time the doors are unlocked, but I want families to really watch, so they can't just think that they can send their student to school, say at like 6:30 on a winter day, and think that the student can get into the middle school, or to the high school. Really watch those hours, so they're sure that their kids can get inside. As Mr. D'Ampirio had mentioned, we're going to be having 2 open houses for the community for the upcoming referendum on November 6th. One will be on October 1st, and one will be on October 16th here in this library, and that will be from 6 to 7:30. And then finally, I wanted to talk a little bit about recreation. Each month, Ben Dayton does a recreation report, so I'm just going to highlight a few things. They're attached for you. There's some new adult programs that have started, a new Rise and Sweat, a new boot camp for adults. Our fall women's volleyball and men's volleyball have started. There are 6 women power teams, 6 women B teams, and 11 men's teams, so that's really great participation. There's football and soccer programs and camps going on. And we wrapped up the summer playground program. That was really a great addition. We had lots and lots of kids, and we're very pleased with the turnout there. The other thing that I wanted to share with you that I just received this afternoon is the summary of the survey that the Recreation Department did in the spring of 2018. There were 228 responses from the survey that was everyone in the community was invited to respond to. Just a couple highlights from that. The complete executive report is in your Google Doc file, but some of the key findings that 85% of the people said that they're aware that the Recreation Department is part of the school district. We need to continue to do education around that so that people understand the relationship between recreation and the school district. 84% of the people said they were happy with the number of programs. I think that's up considerably since the last time the survey has been done. We are always working on communication, and people would like to see some more information, and we talked about using something like MailChimp or other kinds of marketing services, emails, and reaching out to the chamber for sharing information, as well as designing a real quality print piece to be shared with everyone. We haven't used that resource with the Recreation Department. People gave us ideas about new programs to offer. Pickleball seems to be really the hot topic, but also preschool activities and additional enrichment activities and before and after school childcare. People are asking for that. areas that we need to work on, and that was really the heart of this survey. We wanted to get to that. We need to work on our reserving of district facilities, and I mentioned this last month. We have to remember that the school district approves the use of district facilities, not the recreation department. So we need to do a better job of communicating that so people can understand that. And people talk to us about how the ease of registering for programs, and so we actually did move to our school as the online registration and got away from Blue Sombrero. So we've got some things in motion already. And then we have started some staff development on customer service, and we're also looking at the hours of the recreation office. So we are working on things. We started those in motion even before you have the results of some of these things. Okay? So lots of work going on in the recreation department.
Thank you. Any questions?
No, but I think Board Docs is down.
It is down.
Down, yes.
So we don't have
I couldn't even
anything.
log in on the other computers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't have anything
Any
to go by.
administrators, are you able to log into Board Docs? You guys all lose it too? Okay.
I thought it was just me.
Okay, we could do community input.
Yep. Mr. Brad Klotz has,
I can't get, I'm here, but
Okay, so we'll have to wing the
get
the language
detail
for
from
approval.
minutes. I have the agenda, but that's it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
have that.
What?
Board Docs is
No,
down.
not on my computer.
yeah,
Right,
we were all
right,
saying that,
right.
so.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well,
ahead.
we'll keep rolling here, and
Yeah.
I just wanted to say hello, and I'm Brad Klotz. I'm the Lake Mills Education Association president, and I want to introduce the cabinet of officers for the school year. With me is Vice President Mr. Dominic Gisha. We have Brenda Morris. Ms. Brenda Morris is our secretary. Ms. Tracy Voigt is our treasurer. And representing the Lake Mills Education Support Professionals Association, Mary Smith will continue her tenure as president of that organization, as will Kate Harrow continue being the Lake Mills Associate Staff Organization. And she's working tonight. Otherwise, she was, but she did say to say hi to the board for me. We're eager and excited to begin the school year, and it all started with a thoughtfully constructed in-service week. And we want to thank Mrs. Strike and the principals for planning a balance of activities and collaboration time that really met our needs in order to have a strong start to the school year. So we look forward to another year of collaboration to continue to make the LMASD an education leader for the county and state, and to give our students the best education that they can get. Thanks.
Good. Thank you very much. Okay, do you want to take a break here? And
It's up. It's up.
It's up?
It's up.
You're up.
it is, huh?
Okay, so let's take a
Board
break and
Docs,
see if
go
we
to
can
the
all
top.
get
Okay.
logged back in.
So there's
Okay,
all
we're
this
going on to the
traffic.
action items.
Yeah, no,
Let's
I don't-
take approval of the August 13th regular Board of Education meeting minutes and the Finance Committee meeting proceedings of August 13th. Let's take those two together.
I move the board approve the minutes of the August 13th, 2018 regular Board of Education meeting and the August 13th, 2018 Finance Committee proceedings.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the regular Board of Education meeting and the Finance Committee meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, that passes unanimously. Approval of vouchers and invoices. Does everybody have that up?
I said, does someone have it? Otherwise, I believe the total is $2,970,289.05. So $2,970,289.05.
I'll move approval of the vouchers and invoices per Ms. Brockard's figure.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve the vouchers and invoices in the amount of $2,970,289 and 5 cents for the month of August. So, could we have a roll call on that, please?
Don Delaney. Aye. Rachel Davies.
Aye.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Richard Mason.
Aye, and that passes unanimously. Approval of treasurer's report?
I don't really have anything
Anybody got
to
that?
add. Oh. Just a report?
I mean, it's just a report. Yeah, I don't really have anything.
For, what's the date on it? Does it have a date?
August.
Okay. I move to approve the treasurer's report for the month of August 2018.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the treasurer's report. Any questions, comments on that? Roll call, please.
Rachel Davies.
Aye.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Dawn Delaney.
Aye.
Richard Mason.
Aye, and that passes unanimously. Approval of the Head Start contract for 18-19 school year.
So the Jefferson County Head Start will be returning to the elementary school. We did move the location of their classroom to the second floor, so then it had to go through state inspection again, and that was just approved. So the Head Start contract has the same terms and rental agreement as last year.
I'll move approval of the Head Start contract for the 2018-19 school year.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the Head Start contract. Questions, comments on that?
So how do they enter the building? Do they go through the main office?
No, they're going to be entering with the kindergarten students from outside. In the morning, the three-year-olds come in through the kindergarten entrance.
Right.
And then if they would be late or any of those
Yeah,
things,
that-
then they'll enter through the office.
Gotcha.
The secure entrance like all the other students.
Any other questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Dawn Delaney.
Aye.
Rachel Davies.
Aye.
Richard Mason.
Aye, that passes unanimously. Approval of overnight FFA trip for the 19-20 school year.
Remember when we have these large overnight trips, we like to get a year in advance, approval a year in advance. So this is for the National Convention, October 2019. They do this each year.
I move approval of the overnight FFA field trip for the 2019-2020 school year.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the overnight FFA trip. Questions, comments on that? It's pretty standard. Roll call, please.
Dawn Delaney.
Aye.
Rachel Davies.
Aye.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Richard Mason.
Aye, that passes unanimously. Approval of senior music trip for the 19-20 school years.
So again, this is a yearly trip on the years when the complete band and, well, the music department does not travel to Florida. So this is the senior trip, October of 2019.
I move the board approve the senior music trip. Wait, no. Yes?
Yep.
Okay. For the 2019-2020 school year, it is understood that the board will incur no cost and will accept no liability for any funds lost for any reason.
Second.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Rachel Davies.
Aye.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Dawn Delaney.
Aye.
Richard Mason.
Aye, that passes unanimously. Approval of Fine Arts Weekend for the 19-20 school year.
This is a high school trip that happens each year to American Players. So it's the Fine Arts Weekend for 2019, September 2019.
I move the board approve the Fine Arts Weekend for the September 2019, trip. It is understood that the board will incur no cost and will accept no liability for any funds lost for any reason.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the Fine Arts Weekend. Questions? Roll call, please.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Dawn Delaney.
Aye.
Rachel Davies.
Aye.
Richard Mason.
Aye, and that passes unanimously. Approval of professional staff resignations.
Okay, so we had 2 resignations just before school started.
Missed one.
Oop.
New student
New student
organization.
Oh, the new student organization.
The new student
Let's go back.
organization, each year, when a new organization at the high school wants to start a club to start an activity account that has money in it, we need to approve that at the board. So this is for the freshman class. So this new student organization is the class of 2022.
I move approval of the new student organization, the class of 2022.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the new student organization. Questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Dawn Delaney. Aye. Rachel Davies.
Aye.
Robert Timperio.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Richard Mason.
Aye, and that passes unanimously. Now, approval of professional staff resignations.
So there were 2 resignations by staff members just before the start of school. One is for Donna Mahaney. She was a special education teacher at our high school. And Alberto Fontaine, he was the new hire that was for the high school and middle school Spanish, as well as ELL. Both of them have been assessed the fees as laid out in the employee handbook. So the motion would be, I can read it, and then if you want to.
Do you have that up at all?
Can we do so? No,
Yep.
we're down again.
I can make the motion.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll move that the board accept the resignation of Ms. Donna Mahaney, high school special education teacher, and Mr. Alberto Fontaine, Spanish and EEL instructor, and assess all employee handbook delineated fines.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the staff resignation. Questions and comments on that? Roll call, please.
Rachel Davies.
Aye.
Robert Timperio.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Dawn Delaney. Aye. Richard Mason.
Aye, and that passes unanimously.
Okay, sorry. You want to introduce it?
So, approval of support staff resignation.
So we had one resignation this month for Ms. Roseanne Azaro as crossing guard.
I move the board approve the resignation of Miss Roseanne Azaro as crossing guard and thank her for her time spent outdoors during the many seasons in Wisconsin.
Second.
Second, moved and seconded. Questions or comments on that? Roll call, please.
Rachel Davies.
Aye.
Robert Timperio.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Dawn Delaney.
Aye.
Richard Mason.
Aye, and that passes unanimously. Approval of district administrator's contract.
I move the board approve the 2018 to 2020 professional staff contract for Miss Pamela Strike as district administrator.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the administrator contract for the superintendent. Questions, comments? We've gone over that. Roll call, please.
Robert Timperio.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Dawn Delaney.
Aye.
Rachel Davies.
Aye.
Richard Mason.
Aye, and that passes unanimously. Approval of professional contracts.
So for our opening at the high school in special education, we're putting forward Ms. Stephanie Hankey. She will be receiving a 1-year license with stipulations, and she'll be considered a long-term sub.
I move the board approve the professional staff contract for Miss Stephanie Hankey, special education teacher, and welcome her to the Lake Mills Area School District.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve professional staff contracts. Comments? Questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Rachel Davies.
Aye.
Robert Timperio.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Dawn Delaney.
Aye.
Richard Mason.
Aye, and that passes unanimously. Approval of support staff letters of assignment.
So there have been many changes in the area of support staff. So the list that you have before you includes new hires. It includes people who needed to have reduction in their hours, and that was by their choice. And then because of those reductions of hours, some other people have picked up those hours. So you'll see there's those there. And then we did want to make a modification to Ms. Kathy Koyman's Director of Food Service, Middle Manager contract.
Do you have it up?
I got it.
Yep.
Okay.
I move the board approve the following support staff letters of assignment. Miss Julie Irby, elementary school paraeducator. Ms. Josie Hanrahan, crossing guard. Ms. Stephanie Hunt, food service. Ms. Leanne Atkinson, food service. And Ms. Kim Brewer, food service. I move the board approve the following paraeducators reduction in hours. Mr. Roberto Camacho from 16.25 hours to 9.75 hours, and Ms. Andrea Booth from 16 hours to 15 hours. I move the board approve the following paraeducators increase in hours. Ms. Gina Royce from 16 hours to 17.5 hours. Ms. Christy Beanie from 18.75 hours to 22.75 hours, and Ms. Sarah Hayes from 18.75 hours to 22.5 hours. I move the board approve the amend middle manager's contract for Ms. Catherine Koyman, Director of Food Service.
Second.
Good, thank you. Any questions on those assignments? Roll call, please.
Don Delaney.
Aye.
Rachel Davies.
Aye.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Richard Mason.
Aye, that passes unanimously. Approval of co-curricular letter of assignment.
So there are 3 for you this evening for co-curriculars.
I move the board approve the following co-curricular letters of assignment. Miss Lindy Oates as high school senior advisor, Mr. Scott Pfeiffer as part-time 8th grade volleyball coach, and Mr. Dan Bursa as part-time 8th grade volleyball coach.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve co-curricular letters of assignment. Questions on those? Roll call, please.
Rachel Davies.
Aye.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Don Delaney.
Aye.
Richard Mason.
Aye, and that passes unanimously. Approval of bus bids.
We had this discussion during the Finance Committee. We have 2 bids. One is a brand-new bus that we would receive in July of 2019 for $93,865. And we talked about a bus that will be 1 year old for $85,756. Again, both of these buses we would get in July of 2019. We're trying to lock in the price now with a new bus, if we go that route, because price increases will happen in the near future. So that's why we're bringing this to you so early.
I'll move the board approve a bid for a new bus from Nelson's Bus Service, Whitewater, Wisconsin, in the amount of $93,865 for the 2019-2020 school year.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve a new bus from Nelson's Bus Service. Questions, comments? We've gone over this too. Roll call, please.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Don Delaney.
Aye.
Rachel Davies.
Abstain?
Richard Mason.
Aye, and that passes 4-1. Approval of gifts.
It's a very comprehensive list before you, and just, again, we're just overwhelmed with the generosity of the community.
Nope.
I move the board accept the following gifts and thank the donors for their generous support of the students at the Lake Mills Area School District. $100 to the Drama Club from Dean and Lori Sanders, $100 to the Drama Club from Stephen J. Fossil, DDS, $150 to the Drama Club from Remax Community Realty, $150 to the Drama Club from Trinity Pines Retirement Center, $150 to the Drama Club from Fiberdome, $200 for school supplies from Cape, $250 for the school supplies from an anonymous donor, $285 for school supplies from Bank of Lake Mills School Supplies Casual Friday program, $1,000 to the High School Junior Optimist Club from the Lake Mills Optimist Club, and $1,000 for a coach bus to Menominee for the high school football program from Greenwood State Bank. And the following donors for the welcome staff bags: Crystal Farms Lake Mills donation of cheese, Dentist Associates donation of water bottles, Doyle's Dogs donation of 18 $10 gift cards, American Family Tyler Speth donation of 18 bags, Trinity Pines donation of popcorn, Crawfish Junction's donation of 18 $10 gift cards, Lake Mills Rotary donation of water bottles, and Wildflowers donation of service cards.
Second?
Good, thank you for reading that down. This is tremendous. I mean, the gifts from the community. Any other comments? Roll call, please.
David Radel.
Aye.
Don Delaney.
Aye.
Rachel Davies.
Aye.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye.
Richard Mason.
Aye, and that passes unanimously. Upcoming board agenda items.
Well, first of all, I wanted to announce that our next meeting will be October 22nd.
So we have a regular one.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Sorry. There will be one on October 22nd. Okay, getting ahead of myself. At the October meeting, though, we will be having the reception for 25 years of service and 30 years of service. There'll be a reception in the Commons area before the meeting, and then we'll do those presentations of awards at 7 o'clock. I know we're going to talk about short-term borrowing at the October
Eighth.
Eighth meeting.
Eighth.
Sorry about that.
Anything else anybody can think of?
Do we need to then meet earlier for the finance committee meeting?
Yeah, but we'll be done by 6. What time does reception start?
6:30.
6:30. We'll be done by 6:30.
We'll plan so that we're done by that time.
Okay. So just regular 6 o'clock.
Okay, motion to adjourn then.
And I also wanted to announce to everyone that the board doc issue was from board doc, and it was not our local server problem. Has been
That's
fixed.
for the record.
Yes.
I move adjournment.
Second?
Second, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? We're adjourned.